Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Simu Liu is trolling YouTubers, and the media is absolutely delighted that he's throwing shade at a bunch of YouTubers, claiming that the YouTubers were peddling misinformation. But we're going to talk about that because it turns out that the same websites saying that YouTubers were wrong about the box office of Shang-Chi were actually the website saying that it was going to flop.
They're the ones that originated the whole story to begin with.
Right. So I'm like, make up your fucking minds. Basically, it's the media trying to take any opportunity they can, these bloggers on these websites, to throw shade at YouTubers when they themselves were peddling the exact same information.
Misinformation, they said. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes, that came from a lot of those sites that are your ones, pointing fingers now.
The originator of this misinformation was actually Box Office Pro, which had been tracking the box office, projected box office for Shang-Chi for months, just like they do every other movie. Now, if they're right, it's gospel, you're supposed to listen to them, but they did have it projected at 35 to 55 million.
Right.
For months.
And then the narrative that the media ran with was it was going to flop, or, oh, it's going to have the biggest it's going to break Labor Day records. Well, of course it's going to break Labor Day records. At 35 million low end, that broke the stupid Labor Day record, which was only 30.6 million. I mean, you'd have to really suck to not break that record.
So the movie overperformed. We did a video on it yesterday saying, yeah, it wasn't, and we actually did a review. We said it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad.
Which got us a lot of shit for that too. You can't win.
Yeah, you can't
You're us, you can't win.
You can't win. So it actually did overperform. Now, Simu Liu went out and trolled YouTubers, but the interesting thing is that Screen Rant is throwing shade at YouTubers when it's Screen Rant.
Yep.
That put headlines like this.
Early Shang-Chi box office predictions suggest lowest MCU opening since The Incredible Hulk. Right? That's okay, but it's okay when they do it. When they're peddling misinformation, it's completely fine.
Yeah.
Because they were just making estimates on what they were given, which is exactly what we did. Exact same damn thing.
Barron's, a very well-respected financial magazine, the day before the movie came out, said that don't expect a big opening.
Right. You had a list that you pulled up of several, these are just a handful of these headlines, from different places.
Yeah, everybody running with the $35 to $55 million opening. But yeah, let's just throw salt at YouTubers. We're gonna talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 234,000 subs.
Woohoo!
Thank you for the support. Greatly appreciated. Even if you hate us, we'll take your hate pennies. Sure we will. Yeah, so this is an ongoing issue. And this is kind of the bigger issue, is if you want to see exactly where YouTubers stand in the eyes of the mainstream media, in the eyes of the studios, look at this situation. Because we are saying the exact same thing that mainstream media outlets said based on all available tracking information.
I'd say we were even kinder because when, we kept giving them the benefit of the doubt saying Disney was throwing them under the bus. I've done articles on it and we've talked about it numerous times where they all keep running with this Labor Day narrative, and that actually is a disservice to the film because it was always going to beat that, and that wasn't really the news story. The news story was how much above expectations it did. That actually is what gives credit to it, not what the media is running with. We've mentioned that before, even though I do have to admit, it's such a striking increase on what the expected box office take was. It's a little bit, but that aside.
Yeah, there's some weirdness about this because I don't understand how they were off that much. And I know we had reports of people that said that there weren't a lot of people in the theater.
But then to be fair, which we said before, it depends when you took a picture.
That's true. We went to a matinee, so, in our case, it would not have been a good judge of what the crowds were actually like because there was only like 8 other people in the theater.
And somebody could go to a movie theater and half an hour before the movie starts take a picture and say there's no one there.
Yeah.
And we said that last video. But that would imply people actually watch the videos before they go around making stupid comments. And they don't.
So here they come. Yeah, so now all of a sudden we have all these randos popping up in comments on old videos. I mean, we're talking, videos that have been out there for 2 or 3 weeks now, saying how wrong we are. I'm like, why aren't you going out to all the mainstream media outlets including Screen Rant.
Which were actually linked in the videos.
Which
I mean,
were-
they were like
yeah.
brought up. The stories are brought up as because we don't make the news. We react to the news, report on the news.
Yeah, we react to it.
And we back it up with articles and things like that to back up what we're saying. So when we said this stuff, we were backing it up with their articles. But Screen Rant, they jumped on this because apparently this actor, you know, the one who, thank God, he has reinvented, he's brought back, you know, Asian male leads and things
Yeah.
because, you know, other ones
Yeah.
never existed. He came out and apparently put this up on Instagram. And then he deleted it. But then they said, "Divin, it's impressive box office showing." That, again, is, you have to compare apples to apples. It's like if you consider 21 out of 25 really impressive, then yeah. Now, granted, it was going up in a pandemic. That's true. But overall, comparatively speaking, it was one of the lower releases that came out.
Interestingly enough, they have one of our videos in here, and I actually have a headline from Scott Mendelson at Forbes, who said that 55 was pushing it. And
then we put a question mark after flop because
Question
the
mark.
video actually was. We didn't think it was going to be. Anyway,
I think he took this down, but you know, Screen Rant couldn't wait to pounce on this. The actor posted a screenshot of several YouTube channels peddling misinformation and plastered a big LOL on top of it.
yeah, go back to it. Early Shang-Chi box office projections suggest lowest MC opening since Incredible Hulk. That was from Screen Rant.
That's from fucking Screen Rant. Like, God, this is what we're talking about. Like, the YouTubers, it doesn't matter what you say or what you do. The media always pounces on YouTubers. Now, the media gets a pass. Like, they can say something completely wrong.
Right.
It'll go down the memory hole in like a day.
He blamed YouTubers. He didn't go, because if you look at probably all those videos, I haven't seen a lot of those videos. I don't really watch a lot of YouTube. I'm too busy making it. I bet you a lot of them brought up articles from mainstream sources, you know, talking about what how people were talking about the box office and what it's going to be. Like if you look at our videos, we backed what we were saying up with actual news source, news articles and sources. They're the ones who are peddling the narratives.
I know. Like, we were literally reading the articles, the mainstream media articles, and reacting to the news. We did not pull the numbers out of our ass. Again, we pulled them from the same place.
And it was funny to me because people kept saying, well, you didn't even see this movie and you're shitting on it. And it's like, no, that's not what we're doing. We never said the movie would be bad. What we said was that the estimations weren't great. But they're trying to say that it was the biggest Labor Day weekend box office to try to drum up and spin it. And that was always a given. Because even by the lowest expectations, it was always a given.
Oh, yeah.
So that was just narrative and spin. And then we said that Disney kind of threw it under the bus. We didn't think it was fair. And they didn't do it any favors by giving it shitty trailers. And that we said that they're trying to artificially inflate the internals now because they figured, this was an experiment. And we also kind of went to, brought up about him telling Chapek to F off.
We actually went to bat for him. We actually said that I think he's right because I think that regardless of what your thoughts on the movie are, the marketing for this movie was terrible and they were getting shafted.
Well, this guy's going to be in for rude awakening in Hollywood because he's already kind of established the fact that he likes to run at the mouth.
Yeah.
And they don't like that because he already told Bob Chapek to basically F off. I think he did say F off. He's gone after the fans. He keeps making comments about, thanks to, this film that it's representation and finally we have, and it's like, that's not true either. He just needs to stop talking. And here's the thing. We gave it a good review.
We did.
I mean, for us, it was good. Watching it again, we watch it again was a win as far as we're concerned. But you know what? I won't watch it again now. And I'm not going to buy it now. I was going to purchase the movie. Now I'm not. He can sit and spin. And you can solely blame it on his behavior for why I'm not doing it. Because if he actually listened to what was being said, he would know how off base he was. I don't know what other people said. They might have said things that I don't know. I didn't watch their videos. But I can only speak to mine. And he was way off base for what he said.
Well, we have in the comments here, we have Mecca Random come in and she says she's getting a bunch of comments on same thing here. We're getting a bunch of comments on old videos. Again, channels like ours, we react to
We don't make the news.
We don't make the news.
You keep giving us more and more power. You're the one giving us the power.
Good
job.
Again, these outlets will conveniently forget that they totally contradicted themselves. This happened with the Kevin Smith He-Man thing too, where Screen Rant was actually chiming in, and then they walked it back, and everybody forgot about Screen Rant.
We didn't.
But they totally came after us.
But Screen Rant got called them out too, and all they did was basically back up what we had said, and then it turned out Screen Rant and us were right.
Well, here we have Popcast too. It's easy to pick on YouTubers. There are no consequences because Hollywood won't go on more than a date with us. But if you take a jab at the person you're in bed with, you might wake up with a bloody nose, or you might wind up bloody in the morning. Hey, he took a pot shot at Bob Chapek. That probably wasn't
was actually really, really stupid.
That was not smart.
We take pot shots at Bob Chapek all the time. The difference is, we don't work for him. We don't work for a company run by him. But yeah, I don't know. I can't speak to the other videos because I didn't see them.
No.
So I can't tell you what they said. I can tell you what we said. And what we said wasn't what he's taking it as.
No. I mean, I get it. If you're being told constantly that your movie's going to underperform, but lashing out Bob Chapek again, not smart.
No. I get why he's doing it.
Yeah.
But I don't think that what he's doing is very smart. He did take it down. But then I thought what it was even more funny to me was Screen Rant. Screen Rant.
You just contradicted yourself.
You look like a bunch of idiots, Screen Rant.
Yeah.
I mean, you look really stupid.
But again, and I do agree with what Popcast was saying. It's safe to take a shit on YouTubers. Mm-hmm. Like that, we become the punching bag. So if Hollywood gets pissed off at a media outlet, they're not going to go toe-to-toe with Mendelsohn at Forbes. They're going to come after those of us who react to articles written by Mendelsohn at Forbes, which is literally what we did.
That's okay. I'll call them out publicly myself. And which is what we're doing here. Screen Rant. Screw you. Because, like I said, when you're pointing fingers at us, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you because you were saying the same thing. You said it, but, way before we ever did.
Yep.
And all we ever reported on was, well, here what the estimates are. It doesn't look good. Here are these bloggers and what they're saying. It doesn't look good. I did call out the Labor Day thing because I was like, that's stupid. That's all spin. And it was all spin because it was always going to beat that record. And the record, and that's like, the record is so low.
Yeah.
That it's laughable, and actually by going with that narrative, you're doing the film more disservice if you just said, "Hey, it blew past expectations." That's the actual story. It beat a really shitty low box office, and
yeah, I mean, so this is par for the course. Like, look, we've been doing this for a long time. We're used to getting pushback, but it's very when you've even got Screen Rant throwing us under the bus when they said literally the same thing just a couple of weeks beforehand, and it's just
okay. I always run them back over, so it's all good.
That's okay. I'll just back the bus over anyway. I mean, look, facts are facts. The film overperformed. Nobody saw this coming, even financial magazines.
Mm-hmm.
It is good for them, I guess, but don't throw us under the bus.
It's a little weird, but yeah,
it's a little weird.
But then again, when you look at it and you compare apples to apples, it really didn't perform that well compared to other MCU movies. Now, in a pandemic with people not going to theaters with what they're going to spend, it did pretty good. It still didn't beat Black Widow. And Black Widow opened both theatrically and on Disney+. So how much would Black Widow have done if it had opened just theatrically? Makes you kind of wonder, and now that might come bite Disney in the ass.
Yeah, we talked about that before in a previous video. We're like, well, ScarJo might have a much better case now because she can be like, well, wait a second. This was a no-name character. Nobody had ever heard of this character before. Look at what that movie did. My Black Widow movie would have done more than that, being an Avengers spinoff. Mm-hmm. So you owe me.
Yeah, because I think they were saying it was like 60 million
Disney Plus,
and Disney Plus, and then it was 80 million on theatrical. So you're talking like $140 million opener, which would put it way up the charts and put it a lot more. Would have given her a lot more money. They did for 30 days day-to-day comparison. It was like 75 million or something like that. Is what they did. The 90 million, that was when you add Labor Day to it, and even internationally, it didn't do that great. In an international total they had, I think it was a 4-day total. So it did like 146 million globally. Not super great, guys.
Yeah.
For an MCU film, it's not gangbusters, fantastic, whatever opening. It still was. So, I mean, I wouldn't be getting there going like, ha ha ha, LOL. And especially not the people who actually were like, I think Disney's shortchanging them and it's bullshit. So LOL, F you, I'm not buying the movie now. And I was going to watch it again. And I said, I'd watch this movie again. I didn't think it was that bad. I won't watch it again now.
Yeah, I guess they're really going to be heartbroken that they sell one less copy of it.
Well, if it was just me.
This disappeared. So I have to think somebody at Disney or somebody said to him, hey, you might not want to go there. Because, just take the win. You might not want to go there because you're actually going to piss people off.
And he deleted it. What gets me is we're honest. We try to be honest here. And we take so much shit, you have no idea. Because we just saying the movie wasn't the worst thing ever got us so much hate. It's ridiculous. God, yeah. If we say it is, if we say something's bad, we get hate. If we say something's good, it's get hate. We just try to be honest because, that's our opinion.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, they're just our opinions. We give our opinion. We don't, and I'm not saying other people don't have legit opinions. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying we don't go along a lot of times with other people because
or just a narrative.
Or just the narrative.
Either way.
We don't agree.
Right.
we got, oh my God, we got so much shit because we said Solo wasn't that bad.
No, and we got so much shit saying this movie wasn't that bad.
Yeah, we actually gave Captain Marvel, I think we gave it like a C+. We're saying
it wasn't the worst.
Okay. Yeah, it was okay.
This movie was better than Captain Marvel.
Yeah, it was
better
than Captain Marvel.
It just makes me, it's frustrating because it's like you try to be honest, no matter what you do, you get shit. And then this idiot post this and it's like, dude, you probably don't want to make enemies of the people who actually, you said it wasn't too terrible. And when you're in the middle, everybody hates you.
Yeah.
And, and one thing we always say is you're allowed to like things, you're allowed to not like things, and I stand by that. If you liked it, that's great. If you hate it, that's great. I'm not going to be like, I can't speak to you now because you disagree with me.
Stupid.
That's just childish, and we don't do that.
It's funny because we are simultaneously SJWs and Yahtzees.
We literally get called the same thing, those things in one
sides.
day. In one day.
So, I mean, look, we're just normies who watch movies, read comic books.
Make comic books,
like cartoons. We give normie opinions on it, and you don't have to agree. I know for a fact we actually have people who watch the channel who vehemently disagree with us about stuff. But at the end of the day, we don't shit on each other for having a difference of opinion.
Because sometimes we agree and sometimes we don't. Like adults in the real world. So maybe this person needs to learn, how to behave like an adult in the real world.
Stop peddling misinformation.
Oh my God.
Anyway, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.